You've got questions, we've got answers. Hi, I'm Kevin Eikenberry, answering the questions that new leaders ask us. Actually, our goal is to help all leaders become more successful, productive, and confident. Today we're talking about a question we received about the coasting employee. Are you ready? Let's go. Here's the question we received. I've got an employee about 1 year from retirement, and they are only interested in doing the bare minimum. How can I motivate them as the clock ticks down? Well, it's a great question, and it's a question that you've probably experienced, or you've seen, or you know someone else that's experienced it. So here's the thing. Your problem, it's a big enough problem as it is. It may be a bigger problem than that, because that person who's wanting only to do the bare minimum, that's been around a long time, may be a person who trained others on your team. They may be a thought leader. They may be a respected part of the team. And so they're influencing others. And so their behavior isn't just about them, perhaps, but maybe it's not just a personal one-person problem, but it's a organizational culture concern because of how their new work approach is impacting others. So not to make you stay up tonight sleepless, but I just want to frame the problems successfully, that it may be bigger than you think. And while it's a problem, it's really a problem that is wrapped in an opportunity. So let's talk about the rest of this video is really going to be about the opportunity that it presents to you. See, here's the thing. You need to help people reframe themselves from being in a place of being tired and being burnt out and being sort of entitled to the chance to coast. And that's probably at some level what's going on. People have sort of got themselves in that place. I want to help you think about reframing their final year from being burnt out and being tired to having the chance to leave a legacy. These people now have a chance in their final months to make a real difference for those that they work with, to make a real difference in the future. So let's help people reframe their job, change their perspective, and maybe even actually change their job. And while I'm not necessarily suggesting changing their job description, it might mean that. What I'm really saying is I'm going to give you some ideas that fundamentally will change the expectations that you have of them and they have of themselves. So let's talk about those things. So the first thing is determine their mindset. Where are they really? Are they really in that wind down mode? Are they feeling entitled? Or what is going on? Right? So figure out why it is that perhaps their behavior has changed. You want to start there, because once you know that, you'll be in a better position to do the rest of the steps I'm going to share. Second, you want to thank them for their service. They've been here for 3 years. They've been here for 5 years. As someone I talked to the other day, has someone in their organization who's been there 31 years. I've been in rooms where there have been people that have been there 40 years. I've been in rooms with people who have been there 50 years. So you want to thank people for their service, not in a sort of a glib way, but in a honest, authentic way. Let people know how much you appreciate the time they've served. They've probably been there, may well have been there much longer than you. So thank them for their service. Next, you want to help them reframe their role. Get them to think about this idea of how would they like to leave this place a year from now, 6 months from now, whatever their time is. How could they make the biggest difference in the time that they have left? How could they make the work of their coworkers, who they probably like, better than it was before? How can they leave a legacy? In my experience, most everybody you may use different words than that. Pretty much everyone I've ever experienced, at least at some level, that's what they want to do. But they may not know how to do that. They may not know what's being expected of them. So the next thing is to ask for their help. You want to ask them for their help. So here's how I'd like you to help me. Maybe you want their help in terms of thinking about their role in the culture and making sure the culture it leaves healthy, the way things are done around here. Maybe you want their help in terms of transferring some of their knowledge, experience, and wisdom to others in a systematic way. Hey, I'm going to make part of your job that of being a person who's sharing those experiences, so all of your knowledge, all of your background doesn't leave when you leave. That's a way to leave a legacy. It's also a way to make people feel more valued in the time that they have left, right? They're doing a job that they can do rote, they can do without thinking, and you're now spurring them and getting them to think about something a little differently. Maybe the way that you ask for their help is for them to be a mentor to some others. Now, they need to mentor in a positive way, so we got to make sure that we've got that part fixed, but it's clearly something we can do. And because you're asking them to perhaps do a slightly different job, whether you're changing the job description or not, you may need to give them some help and give them some support. Give them the help and support that they need. They may never have thought about themselves as a mentor. You may need to give them some tools so that they can transfer that knowledge. You need to give them some space in their workday so that they can do that, because they're not always on the phone doing a report or getting the workout. So you've got to give them the help, give them support, remove the barriers that you need so that they can be successful. In my experience, you can move someone from being a coaster, right, to being a legacy leaver. But it's a number of things that we've got to do. They're not likely thinking about it themselves. It's our job to help them get there, to help them see that new perspective and to move in that direction. Let's close with today's tweet. Give employees near the end of their career a clear purpose, and they will finish strong. You know, I hope my answer to this question was helpful to you. And really, that's what our goal with all of these videos are, is to be of great value, which is really the goal of this entire site. This entire site from bud2boss.com is all about providing you with opportunities, tools, and resources to help you be more successful and help the leaders around you be more successful. All of these resources are free. Now, of course, we have paid resources too, and we'd love for you to take advantage of those, but we hope you'll start by getting the chance to use the richness of the resources and ideas that we have here left just for you. And I also hope you'll come back and join me for a future episode of these Q&As. New leaders encounter many difficult and often uncomfortable challenges and changes during their initial transition to leadership. Perhaps it's two employees who are constantly bickering, and it's starting to affect their work. As their coworker, maybe you could ignore it, but now you're their supervisor. Or maybe a new direct report has way more experience than you do and is pushing back on some of your task assignment and delegation attempts. Or perhaps there are supervisory responsibilities that you just don't know how to handle. Making the transition to leadership is one of the most challenging life events we'll ever face. And while there's no doubt that this transition is extremely challenging, there are solutions that can help ease the stress and set you up for success now and in the future. Bud2Boss is a powerful and interactive workshop for new supervisors who want to grow their leadership skills fast. In just 2 days, you will learn how to expertly handle all of your new challenges, including: how do I get a better understanding of my new role and responsibilities? How do I gain respect, trust, and credibility in my new role? What is the best way to communicate about difficult issues? How do I really lead a team? How do I do performance reviews? How can I manage my time and juggle an ever-changing list of priorities? How do I communicate with new peers that have way more experience than I do? What's the best way to delegate effectively? And lots more. Don't risk your career by stumbling along at the start, learning through trial and error. Get the essential management and leadership techniques and strategies you need to succeed with the Bud2Boss workshop. Click on the button below to learn more. The skills you need to succeed are one click away.